My life is like reality TV. My life is like reality TV. Joann Nelson.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Joann Nelson, and my life is like reality TV. Ozzy Osbourne once said, "I knew it was time to get off reality TV when someone asked me if I could sing as well as act." Now, Ozzy Osbourne is the lead singer for Black Sabbath, one of the most famous heavy metal rock bands of all time. And for a while, he had a very popular reality TV show. And for those of you who don't watch as much reality TV as I do, it's a type of television where people, real people are followed around with cameras, and their life is documented for the world to see. The film is edited down to a half-hour or hour time frame, and it is there for the whole world to watch their lives unfold. In many ways, my life is like reality TV. My family and my friends are like the shows Bridezillas and The Real Housewives. My work life is similar to the show The Office, and my hobbies and interests are like the fashion police. To begin with, I remarried last year to a wonderful man named Tim Ortiz. And between the two of us, we have 6 grown children. And right now, I have sort of Bridezilla situation going on in my life. Has anybody seen that show? Yeah. That's where cameras follow a bride around while she's getting ready for her wedding. And you find out that there are a lot of very bossy brides out there. Well, my oldest daughter, her longtime boyfriend just proposed to her about 6 months ago. And we were all very happy for her and congratulated her right away. But apparently we weren't happy enough, because right now she's not speaking to me or her grandparents and told us we don't know anything at all about planning a wedding at all. So that's my Bridezilla situation at the moment. And to talk about knowing nothing at all, I have a story for you. And to give you a little background, before I remarried, my husband and I developed a large group of friends, which I talk about sometimes here. And these friends, like the Real Housewives, always have some sort of drama going on in their lives. And if you've seen the show The Real Housewives, they follow these housewives around and they're friends, and they go to these social engagements, and they always have some catfight or drama going on. Well, I have kind of a crazy story related to that. My best friend, Kathy, has been seeing this man by the name of Steve for the past 4.5 years. Well, about 2 weeks ago, he was over at her house, and his head started to hurt really badly. Well, Kathy ended up taking Steve to the ER at John Muir, and he was admitted for a brain bleed. And he is now in the ICU in a medically induced coma. I know this sounds really bad. Before they put them under, the last thing he said to Kathy were, "I love you and I'm sorry." So Kathy, being the dutiful girlfriend that she was, she called his family right away back east and said, "This is a very serious situation, you need to get out here right away." So the family came right away from back east. But as soon as they got out here, they were quite surprised to find out that Steve had a girlfriend at all. In fact, that he had this wild social life going on out here, and he was quite the single man about town. And Kathy, on her part, was quite surprised to find that Steve had a wife, and that last year he had celebrated his 35th wedding anniversary back east. So now, while Steve remains in a coma, we're all kind of waiting for him to wake up to kind of explain what's going on.
Wow.
So now, speaking of waking up in the morning, this leads me to my next thing. I'm not easy to wake up in the morning, but for the most part, the last 35 plus years, I've had to wake up to go to an office each day. And I'm an executive assistant and office manager, and much like the show The Office, a lot of crazy things happen in the office. I once had an executive call us all into a meeting room and say, "Okay, I have news for you guys. I have bad news and I have good news. First, the bad news. The company's not doing that well, and we're going to have to lay a few of you off. I'm really sorry to say, but I'm going to have to let some of you go. The good news is, I'm getting a raise. Isn't that great?" I wanted to quit right then and there, but I just couldn't. Gotta work, gotta pay bills, gotta buy clothes and keep up with fashion, which leads me to my hobbies and interests. Like the fashion, years ago I graduated from the Fashion Institute in San Francisco, but I never lost my passion for fashion. And lately I've started what I call, and I think Esteban saw it, my mentor, the fashiondisaster.net, which is my website. and it's a lot of fun. And like the show The Fashion Police with Joan Rivers, if you've seen that, she kind of dishes celebrities for showing up poorly dressed at big events like the Oscars. And I have my own version of fashion disasters, sometimes locally, but mostly celebrities, and it's fun things, and it's done in a fun way. That has actually blossomed into a side business of doing charity fashion shows. So, as you can see, my life is like reality TV. I have my friends and family are like the Bridezillas and the Real Housewives. My work life is like The Office, and my hobbies and interests are similar to that of the Fashion Police. So I'd like to end with a quote from Ted, in the movie Ted, the big animated teddy bear. He said, "They ought to do a reality show where Jersey Shore meets Shark Week."